an instructor cut his son's hair without permission.
Our Crystal Dominguez has been covering this story all day. She joins us now live in the studio with more details. Crystal.
Right, and this father is furious because his son came home with a military-style haircut. There wasn't permission. 14-year-old Wesley Benham is in ROTC at Flour Bluff High School. He says yesterday his instructor shaved his hair off in front of his class without his or his parents' permission. On Wednesday, 14-year-old Wesley Benham texted his father to take him out of school early because he says he was humiliated.
And I said, why? Then he sent me a picture of his hair. And I said, well, what happened?
His son told him that his ROTC instructor chopped his hair off without his permission.
And when it was my turn, he said, sit down. And I was like, I don't want it. And he was like, well, I can just fill out the paperwork. I can get you sent out of ROTC. So I sat down and I couldn't move. I didn't want to do anything. He just started shaving my head.
Benham says the ROTC program has inspections on Wednesdays, meaning they go through a checklist, making sure each student's uniform and appearance is in order.
And him being respectful and, of his elders and everything, he didn't want to argue with him. He was afraid of getting kicked out of ROTC because he loves ROTC. And in fear of that, felt like he was obligated to do it. So he was bullied into doing this.
I went to see myself in the mirror in the school bathroom, and I just saw me.
Wesley's father says his son's hair was not in violation. Even though his son was out sick during the last inspection, he still was not told he needed a haircut.
It doesn't state anywhere that they have the permission or the right to cut their hair off. We didn't get a phone call, we didn't get a letter, we didn't get a note, nothing.
Benham says if the school would have told him his son needed a haircut, he would have taken care of it. He says people need a license to cut the public's hair.
For that, school is responsible for teaching, not beauty makeovers and cosmetology and all that stuff and using clippers from God knows where they came from.
Benham says they spoke with school officials yesterday. What did they tell you?
Well, we're just as upset about it as you. I can only imagine. I'm sorry that happened to you, young man. That should have never been allowed to happen, blah, blah, blah. They basically just told us what we wanted to hear so we could go away.
Wesley's father says he appreciates the apology, but he wants assurance that this will never happen again.
They don't just do what they want to do with their kids.
Wesley says he's nervous to go back to school and even to the ROTC program.
I wish I could just get my hair back, but...
That picture you saw was of Wesley getting his hair fixed today at Supercuts. Benham says there were more than a dozen students whose hair was also cut off. He says he's been in contact with a handful of parents who are equally upset with the school. I reached out to Flour Bluff ISD officials and they told me right now they're working on gathering the facts. As soon as we get a comment, we'll update you. In studio, Crystal Dominguez, Action 10 News.